Guys. So in the court of order now, we have the special prosecutor beginning to present his case.
Can I have my time limit?
You can please go on. You have 5 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Let me look into the face of the man who plotted the death of this cabinet. The man who called us his brother. The man who spoke about my father and his father. The man who almost led to the death of Serbia. You should be ashamed. I feel guilty being in your presence, having called you my brother, having worked with you. This man reached out to American and Italian troops, people who had been killing your friend, your father, your brother. This man has related to a coup that we actually stood for when Russian forces, the corrupt forces in 1991 were taking action against. We believed him in 1991 and actually worked for that. Little did we know that his capitalist propaganda of making money on our family's lives had been on stake the entire time. What was next? Were you going to sell my wife? Did you kill your wife just to promote the fact and get the guilt of our committee? This man should not just be executed. He should be tortured on a regular basis. Every day, one finger of his body should be cut and hung on our parliamentary walls to show what happens to the man who deflects against our cause and our people's cause. We will not stand for this. I will end by simply asking you a question. How did you have the guts to sit with us for so long and pretend to be so innocent and working to our cause, while all this while, all you wanted was the downfall of our entire brotherhood? I'm sorry, not for you. For you, we're just people. Thank you.
May the special prosecutor also present evidence.
Okay. Do you want me to present it to you like an imaginary...
No, please, in front of everyone. The whole jury must be aware of the evidence in order for us to proceed.
Okay, cool.
You have another 2 minutes.
Oh, cool. So, as evidence, we have been confirmed by outside sources that Italy had directly given him help to help remove our very patriotic Mr. Brodovan out of his committee power. U.S. had done that. We spotted U.S. troops inside our territory that had directly been called by this animal sitting between us. And this committee, everyone has been plotted against by this man who seemed completely innocent and completely nationalistic, but was just a slave, not a Slav, to USA. Thank you.
Your point has been taken. We will now open up this courtroom for questions. Mr. Momir.
Thank you. So the first part of the question is, the claims were made that you've been communicating with NATO to pursue your own means. And first, you admitted to receiving weapons from NATO. How do you defend that, having admitted to receiving aid from NATO, that you are not in cahoots with them? And I guess my other question is, how do you sleep at night?
Order in the court, please. No crosstalk. Yes, please respond.
My goal has always been to ensure the safety of the Serbian people. When I saw that this cabinet could no longer ensure the safety of the people of Serbia and in the nation of Srpska, I had to take unilateral action. I could not face the fact that my troops and my people were going to be killed by either NATO forces or Bosnian forces. Yes, I did contact NATO, because that was the only option. Objection. The only option for peace and the only option for ensuring the safety of the Serbian people. And of course I can sleep at night, because I know that every single thing that I have done is for the best of all Serbian people all around the world.
Tolomir, you had an objection.
Objection. He was not answering the question. That was completely arbitrary.
Point noted. General, you must understand that your life depends on this. If you do not give the evidence and the answers your fellow cabinet members want, you will face dire consequences. Do you understand?
I understand. I believe I did give
That's
an
it.
answer.
It was a yes or no answer. Please. Any other questions? Mr. Zoran.
Would the judge yield or allow a series of 2 questions?
Yes. In this case, the judge will.
First question. Did you or did you not swear allegiance to the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia and, pursuant to that, as a result of a committee directive, give your authority over your own troops to those individuals that comprise this body for the discretion of the FRI committee to use?
Not prior to my own unilateral actions.
Understood. My second question.
Oh, please go ahead.
My second question is, if you did indeed pledge loyalty to FRI as a function of your presence in this committee, attest to that fact, then in what world is your unilateral action against another member of this committee justified in terms of nationalism, justified in terms of respect for the Serbian brethren cause, and justified in terms of Christ our Lord's view on morality?
If you're speaking towards my action against Mr. Radovan Karadzic, is that true?
Speaking of your unilateral
Delegate,
action.
no crosstalk, please.
If you are, my actions towards him, or if you're talking about my actions towards Commander Tolomir, I'll speak to both. First of all, to Commander Tolomir. Commander Tolomir was raping our children. It could have been your son. It could have been your daughter. He needed to be removed. And he really needed to be removed
Objection,
fast.
Your Honor, that is hearsay.
Point noted.
Going towards the actions of Mr. Radovan Karadzic. Mr. Radovan Karadzic, the President of the Republic of Srpska, were not looking towards the best interest of the people of Srpska. And I have evidence in this that I have a big...
Please, General, please stop. This trial is about you and not other people in this room. You are the accused, not them. Please stick to the questions and answer them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But he was asking me about my actions towards the
Yes,
general
yes,
staff.
Yes, however, you're defaming other delegates inside this room when you are the accused, not them.
If I may clarify my question.
Please do clarify.
Here,
That is important.
A stronger answer from our defendant.
Please don't be emotional, though.
The
Stick to
question,
facts.
yes, sir. The question is, if you have indeed sworn an oath of loyalty and then take unilateral action against another member of our committee, the FRI committee, to whom you have sworn loyalty, how is that not an abrogation of your loyalty oath and therefore a punishable offense?
Because my oath is towards the people of Serbia and the people of Srpska, and I was always acting towards their best interest.
Thank you very much. Commander Tolomir.
I'd like to ask a follow-on question from that. Are not each and every member of this cabinet members of Serbia?
They are.
So wouldn't an action against them be an action against members
Commander
of Serbia?
Tolomir, you're not a prosecutor. You may ask a question. Please be seated and ask your question.
Aren't we citizens of Serbia?
You are?
Okay, so by committing acts against a member here, you're committing an act against the people that you vowed to protect. Is that not correct?
Not
Yes or no?
necessarily.
Not necessarily. I was asking you a yes or no question.
Not necessarily.
Can you elaborate?
May the General please respond in either yes or no.
No.
Point noted. We will now move on, Commander Tolomir. Your point has been noted. Mr. Duke.
Just a simple question. How much did those capitalist imperialist pigs pay you to put you up to this?
Nothing.
Order in the courtroom, please. Please answer the
Nothing.
question. Point noted. Mr. Radovan.
Thank you, Judge. How is it helping the Serbian people when you create a civil war in a civil war that we already have? You created a civil war within the Republika Srpska, the Republika that I pledge loyalty, that I represent, without even contacting me. You did not once contact me and share with me your grievances. You acted unilaterally, without contacting anyone, and went against not only this body, but Republika Srpska. Why didn't you contact me with any of your grievances?
Was you, as a civilian, do not understand the real acts of war. You have not been on the front lines, and you are just offering up our soldiers like they were pieces of meat. I could not have this, and I know that you would not understand my concerns, and therefore I had to act fast, because time was an issue.
Thank you very much. It is apparent now that you've accepted your guilt. You're justifying what you've done, but you've accepted your guilt. Is everyone on the same page over there? The General has admitted to his sins. In order to move quickly and to prosecute this general, we will now initiate voting procedure on whether or not this committee believes the general is guilty or not. We will not take roll call vote. In fact, the judge at this point will ask each delegate here to write the verdict on a paper anonymously, which will then be picked up by a member of this committee. May you please collect the votes and make sure each person votes only once. Thank you very much. You get the In order for the verdict to pass, only a simple majority is required.
I like it.
However, there's a strong feeling in here that the vote might just be unanimous. These are all the votes.
Guilty. Not guilty.
Guilty?
Guilty. Guilty. Not guilty.
We have some sinners in all
Die
this.
guilty. 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 Let the dog hang.
If it's not apparent already, General, you're guilty. I'm going to ask the special forces in this room to escort you out, and then the jury will decide your punishment. May the special forces please escort the General out.
I'm allowed to make one last statement.
Yes, granted, you may. Please keep your weapons loaded. I do not trust the General. General, please be seated, General. And please surrender your placard. You no longer hold the rank of General.
It has become apparent that this body does not have the general interest of the Serbian people in mind. And if this is what this body believes is the best choice of action, I agree with it. And I will surrender, and I will go into these prison camps that you talk of. But you just know that you will burn in hell once you die for the actions that you have committed in this cabinet. And you will stand before Christ as not protectors of the Serbian people, but as defenders of Muslims and defenders of great imperialism. And the Serbian people will fall due to all of you.
Thank you for that very emotional speech. Please take him into custody right now. Please make sure he's handcuffed and not released under any circumstances.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
At least now he's doing something good for Serbia.
Order, please. At this point, yes, please.
Oh, I was about to ask what we were going to do here, but
Sentencing. The sentencing will now be carried out. As per